Hello, my name is Dr. Susan Plank, and today we'll be talking about fatigue and more specifically iron deficiency anemia as a cause. But first, I want to let you know if you suffer from digestive issues, fatigue, and hormonal imbalance, you're in the right place. These symptoms can be devastating by themselves, but they tend to clump together to become more chronic health conditions and or as a cause of weight gain. So if you find yourself suffering from digestive issues, fatigue, and hormonal imbalance, please don't hesitate to reach out to me through the Norwin Wellness Center. Thanks so much. So iron deficiency anemia. It's one of three main anemias. It's the most common. Anemias, generally symptoms are fatigue, paleness, weakness. We can start to get brittle nails and hair, but the person just over time's not feeling themselves. They're not feeling as good as they used to feel, and it becomes, unfortunately, their new normal. So we have three typical types of anemia. We have iron deficiency anemia, we have vitamin deficiency anemia, and we also have hemolytic anemia. Today, focusing on iron deficiency anemia, we have three main causes of how iron deficiency anemia begins. Number one is related to the actual loss of iron from the body through some type of bleeding. This is usually very common in younger women, women of childbearing years, if they have hormonal irregularity causing excessive menstrual bleeding, extraordinarily long periods, short gaps in between their menstrual cycle. So their body doesn't have time in between their menstrual cycles to actually absorb the iron that they need to build their levels back up. So again, with bleeding or loss of red blood cells and iron, the second way this is done is typically through people that have chronic digestive disorders, something like celiac, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis. This can lead to actually seeing blood in the toilet when you have a bowel movement. But if we consider another type of digestive disorder, such as stomach ulcers or irritation of the small intestine, the higher up the bleeding is in the digestive system, there's not going to be necessarily a noticeable redness or red blood in the toilet. In fact, your bowel movements might become very dark, almost black, and coffee grounds, like, depending on the amount of blood being lost. So again, there is always some type of blood loss, okay? The second cause we can have is that the person, there is no dietary replacement for that iron. So we usually always see a loss of red blood cells, a loss of the iron from the body, but now we have a deficit in that person's eating habits, in their diet, that they're not getting enough iron to replace what has lost. And so typically we're looking at animal sources of protein are very high in iron. We do have some plant sources, but the main focus is usually animal source protein. So again, if the person has, is deficient in eating the iron, we also have to trust then that those same digestive tissues that are already irritated, they might not be able to digest and assimilate the iron if the person is actually consuming it. And then thirdly, I see folks that have a personal choice. They're making a selection to not want to eat animal source proteins, and this can be a moral decision. It can be, just a belief system that they have that it doesn't work for them. But again, if they have an ongoing blood loss, we need to work closely with these individuals to find a way to, first of all, figure out what is the severity of that blood loss and how are we going to get the iron built back up for them if they don't want to take iron sources of protein. Now, the other thing I wanted to touch on is testing. It's not going to be just an iron level. An iron level is helpful, but it's what iron is in the serum and it's what is circulating. We actually want to have done a ferritin level. Ferritin is the amount of stored iron in the body, and it is actually the gold standard testing to let us know where that person's iron levels are. So yes, we need some iron circulating, but we need to have an idea that there's sufficient iron which is stored, which is then a ferritin level to determine if someone is iron deficient anemia. Okay, so I hope this helped zero in, gave you a little bit more information about iron deficiency anemia. As you can see, it is one of the ones where we're going to have an experience of fatigue, but also digestive issues and hormone imbalances can feed quite readily into an ongoing and long-term individual suffering with iron deficiency anemia. So if you find yourself with digestive issues, fatigue, and hormone imbalance, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. The Norwin Wellness Center, you can go to norwinwellness.com and take my whole health assessment, and let's see how these areas of your health are functioning. We'll get instant results, and it's a first step in moving forward to help identify what areas of your health need the most assistance. Thanks so much. My name's Dr. Susan Plank. Please stop back again soon when I'll be talking about vitamin deficiency anemias. Thank you.